What's up, y'all? Hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to be going over how you can make your samples sound a lot more unique. Pretty much just going to be showing you guys how to make your loops sound like their sounds didn't come straight from a VST. You know, as producers, like, we'll listen to songs sometimes and we'll break down all the elements in our head and we'll listen to a melody and kind of be like, how did that producer come up with that? So pretty much I'm going to be going over my personal 3-step process that I use to just make really unique samples, and hopefully you guys can learn something from this. Let's get into it. Goodness, y'all, my face cam background is so boring. I need to put some stuff back there. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm first going to make a melody real quick, and then I'm just going to be going over the steps that I could take to pretty much instantly improve my melody. If you guys just want to skip to the parts where I show you guys how to improve the melodies, then I'll have some timestamps where you guys can click on. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a synth. I like this. I like that progression. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower the volume of that and then pretty much layer it with something a little bit more strong, I guess. I don't know, something like a piano or some keys of some sort. Perfect, I like that right there. Now I'm just gonna add one more component to this. I lied, I'm gonna add one more thing, and this is gonna be the last thing, but yeah, after this last thing, then I'm gonna be going into the steps. Okay, just kidding, that was that was actually the last component that I added last. So the first step is going to be adding effects, and this is pretty much the easiest thing that you can do. Effects like Portal, RC20 are going to be really great effects, because pretty much what you can do is I have these 3 melodies. I can route them all to channel 1. I can go to Portal, and I can choose from any of these default banks, or I can go to like banks that I actually have, and I can just click on one of these and then just see how it all sounds together. But this is really good, especially if you want to make more unique samples that stand out from the crowd. I definitely suggest getting something like Portal, because you can pretty much just flip your samples in a way that makes it not sound like it came straight from VST. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a Portal preset that I like that matches with this entire melody, and then I'm going to be going on to the next steps. Okay, so I really like that right there. And this pretty much leads me into my next step. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna render this out real quick. So I'm just gonna quick render it as an audio clip. And then now that I have this, what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna try and chop it up and reverse it and pretty much just experiment with this and see if I can come up with something new. So one thing that I like to do right off the bat is I'll just reverse it and see how it sounds. Okay, so I have this chopped up right here, and there's this little end in the beginning that I think could be cool if done properly, but this is what I have. And I pretty much just got the original sample. Then I just reversed it. And I'll just clone this and then have a regular part of the sample just for reference, just in case I want to add something else in. But pretty much once you get to this point where you're chopping and sampling stuff and just reversing it, experimenting with your sound, what you can also do is you can go back to step 1 and just pretty much repeat the process. So I can route this to channel 2 and then add some RC20 on there. So I added some RC20 on there, and I can even go back to Portal and see if there's any other presets that I can add to this. Alright, so I found this Portal preset, and listen to what we have now after I repeat step 1. I don't even know how I would describe that, but I would definitely not think that it came from some VST. Like, it obviously has a crap ton of processing on it, or at least it sounds like it, when really there's not really that much processing on it at all. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to render this as an audio clip again. So now I have this. I'm going to link this to a track, then I'm going to add some halftime on here. Oh, I like that. But that right there is an example of like a super unique, out of the ordinary, just like starter or, you know, beginning main melody. And that I pretty much got that from starting off with a few really basic melodies and then adding my effects to it, so Portal and RC20, and then I chopped it up, reversed it. So that's really all I did. I just really like chop up and reverse my stuff just to kind of experiment with it, see where I can go with it. And then I repeated step 1 again. So I just did 4 things really, and I got to this point. And this is like, this isn't something that you can just like get out of a VST. But now that we have this, now what you can do is you can use this pretty much as a main melody and then just build off of that. So I'm going to go to my hardwired multi-kit and I'm going to just get a bass from there. like that pause at the end though. Okay, so like the bass is pretty much what I do after I get that main melody down, just to create that foundation. And then what I'll usually do is I'll add some chords and then some other secondary instruments, but you guys will see that in the final sample. But I'm gonna go on to the last and third step of what I do, and that's adding accents and phrases. And these are pretty much just super easy, and it's a really great way to add something that you don't really hear in your head into your sample, because it's really just drag and drop, and then you just tune it, and then you can have something that you can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my new hardwired multi-kit. We got drum kit, MIDI kit, one-shot kit, perk loop kit, and phrases and accents. And I'm going to try and find something from here that I can use into this. Okay, so I just added this phrase to it. You can't really hear it, but it's just something in the background that's playing that I think matches well with the sample. And here's a little bonus tip. The last thing that you can do is you can add a perk loop. Pretty much a perk loop is a really good way to just fill in space, especially if your sample is really out in the open, you know, and a producer can also use that in the breakdown of the beat itself. But that's something that you can also add to your samples if you want to make it a little bit more unique. I'm not going to add it for this one, but in my hardwired multi-kit, I also do have perk loops that you could add. So if you guys do want to check out that kit, by the way, that hardwired multi-kit, it's literally the price, it's less than the price for a cup of coffee. It's $5. So you guys can just click the link in my description and you guys can go cop it over there. I pretty much just wanted to have this kit of over 185 sounds of drums, midis, one-shots, perk loops, and phrases and accents to just give back to the community. I mean, you guys have done so much for me, and I want to give back to you, but also on some real shit. I do have to pay bills now, so just want to make it just some money just so that I can pay my expenses and everything. But yeah, link is in my description if you guys want to go check out that kit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add on to this sample, so I'm going to add whatever I want to add to this, and then you guys are going to be able to listen to it in a full beat. But that wraps it up for me. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I'll catch you on the next one, but until then, I'm out.